Hello and welcome. So you've got the basics of English down, but you're ready to make that leap, to where you're not just knowing English, but really speaking it with confidence. If that's you, then you are in the perfect place.
Does this sound familiar? You've studied the grammar, you've learned the vocabulary, but when you're actually in a conversation, you just freeze. You feel stuck. It's a super common problem. People call it the intermediate plateau. And honestly, it's frustrating. But today, we are going to smash right through it.
And we're not going to do it with boring grammar drills. Nope. Instead, I'm going to give you a practical toolkit with 4 powerful techniques. We're going to cover upgrading your vocabulary, finding your conversation flow, practicing for real-life situations, and a super simple daily challenge to bring it all home.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the small words that make a huge difference. Honestly, one of the fastest ways to sound more natural is to move beyond those basic, repetitive responses we all lean on.
Just look at how simple this is. Instead of that automatic, "I'm good," try one of these. They're not complicated, right? But they immediately add a little more life, a little more personality to your speech. It's a tiny change that helps you sound less like a textbook and way more like a real person. Let's try this for real. Right now, say this out loud. "I'm doing great, thanks for asking." Go ahead, I'll wait. Seriously, just getting the feel of the words in your mouth is the first step to building that muscle memory. All right, let's move on to our second technique. See, fluency isn't just about the words themselves. It's about how you connect them. It's about making your speech sound smooth, not choppy.
And the secret weapon for this? Connectors and fillers. Now, words like so, actually, and might seem like fluff, but they're not. They're actually conversational tools that native speakers use all the time to give themselves a second to think without just stopping cold.
For example, listen to this. "I went to the park later." You can hear those pauses, can't you? It sounds hesitant, and it kind of breaks the flow of the conversation.
But now, let's just add one little word. "So, I was thinking about going to the park later." Hear that? What a difference. That one word, "so," makes it sound smooth and natural. It turns a broken thought into a complete, flowing sentence. So here's the key takeaway. Using these little words isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of fluency. They give your brain a moment to catch up. Now, a little word of warning. You don't want to overdo it, right? Just sprinkle them in naturally.
Okay, technique number 3. This is all about taking your skills from theory into the real world. The best way to feel less nervous about speaking is to practice the exact situations you're actually going to be in. It's all about building that confidence.
Let's take something super common, like ordering at a restaurant. Instead of trying to memorize a whole conversation, just break it down into tiny parts. How you start, how you answer, and how you finish. Practicing just these little pieces means you're not so overwhelmed in the moment. You're prepared, and that preparation is what really builds confidence.
And that brings us to our final technique. And this one might just be the most powerful one of all. It's a simple daily habit that you can start doing today. I call it your 30-second challenge.
Yep, that's it. 30 seconds. The magic here isn't about spending hours studying. It's about doing something small, consistently, every single day. That's what creates real, noticeable progress.
Here's how it works. It's super easy. 1, pick a simple question, like, "What did you do today?" 2, grab your phone and record yourself answering for just 30 seconds. 3, and this is the most important part, listen back to it. Find just one thing to improve, maybe a long pause or a word you stumbled on. And 4, record it one more time, but fix that one thing.
So why does this work so well? Well, because it builds your confidence in a safe space. It makes speaking English a daily habit, not some big scary event. And you actually become your own coach. You're the one listening and making improvements. Trust me, when you start to hear yourself getting better day by day, that's the best motivation there is.
So, there you have it. 4 powerful ways to boost your fluency. But look, knowing this stuff is only half the battle. The other half is actually doing it. So my challenge to you is this. What's the first new phrase or connector you're going to try in a real conversation today?